Hey guys, welcome back, and in today's video I will be going through a question from the 2005 to the 2009 past year PSLE paper series questions on the topic of heat and temperature along with the annotation and answering techniques. So without any further ado, let's begin. In an experiment, Johann placed two identical kettles on two metal plates of the same material with different surfaces. The kettles contained the same amount of water at room temperature. The plates were heated from below. In which kettle, A or B, would the water boil first? Give a reason for your answer. Okay, so in the following figure over here, I have, if you see, I have color coded the two figures. Now, why did I do so? Let me explain. The same color for both the kettles indicates that they're made of the same material, and then the blue color of the water indicates that they are at the same volume, that they are of same volume at same temperature. Both are constant. Both are same. But the only difference between these two setups is, if you see, the surface areas between the metal plate at A and the metal plate at B. So that's why these two metal plates A and B have been colored differently, because they are the changed variable. So in this scenario, the changed variable CV is the surface area of the metal plates in contact with the base of the kettles, with the bases of the kettles. Yeah, so that is a changed variable in this setup. So if you observe kettle A, let me erase this too for clarity. If you see, plate A has a larger surface area in contact with the base of kettle A over here, whereas for plate B, if you see, there are many gaps, or you can say grooves, I guess, on the metal plate. So this decreases the surface area of the metal plate B in contact with kettle B. 1, 2, 3. Over here there are only 3 points of contact which have a lesser area as compared to the metal plate A, which is completely in contact with the base of kettle A. So if there's a larger surface area of the metal in contact with the kettle A, what would that mean? It would mean that heat is transferred from this hotter region over here, from the hotter plate, to the cooler water at a faster rate, right? Since there's a larger surface area in contact with the base of the kettle in setup A. Whereas for setup B, since there's a smaller amount of lesser surface area of the plate is in contact with the base of the kettle, there would be a reduced, or rather there would be lesser rate of heat transfer from the metal plate to the water. So this would evidently mean that in kettle A, the water would gain heat from the hotter metal plate at a faster rate. It would gain heat from in setup A, the water would gain heat from the metal plate, from the hotter metal plate A at a faster rate as compared to setup B. So in which kettle A or B would the water boil first? The answer would be A. In kettle A, the water would boil first, for the reason I just explained. So this would be the answer. The setup in kettle A, the water would boil first. So in setup A, the plate has a larger surface area. SA refers to surface area. So the plate has a larger surface area in contact with the base of the kettle as compared to that in setup B. Thus, water in A would gain heat from the hotter plate A at a faster rate, causing it to boil first. So that is for part A of this question. Now moving on to part B, the question asks, in a desert, snakes crawl on the hot sand. In a desert, snakes crawl on the hot sand while lizards run using 2 of its 4 legs. So this is the setup for a snake. To differentiate, I will use a different color for the lizard. So 2 of its 4 legs. Based on this observation, give 2 reasons why the lizard can move over a longer distance on hot sand as compared to the snake in a desert. Okay, so this type of question is a typical cal question. Now, for those of you who don't know what a cal question is, it stands for concept, application, link. So the first part was a conceptual question, and then the second part is the application and the link. So we have to apply what we wrote in part A into part B. Now, what's the difference? They just replaced the kettle with these 2 animals. The rest is the same. The hot sand represents the heat source, right? And then these 2 animals, they represent the objects that gain heat. The only difference is the surface area of this animal's body in contact with the ground. The snake is crawling on the ground with the full length of its body in contact with the hot surface. So it's like it's basically the same as setup A in part A. If I erase all these annotations, you would see that the snake, in the situation of the snake, is similar to that of the setup A, and the situation of the lizard is similar to that of setup B. This is because the full body of the snake is in contact with the hot surface, like that in A, and in B only 2 legs are in contact with the hot surface, which means it has a reduced surface area of its body in contact with the hot surface, just like setup B, right? So we need to give 2 reasons why the lizard can run longer distances than the snake. So the first reason is that the lizard has a lesser surface area of its body in contact with the hot sand as compared to the snake, which has the full length of its body in contact with the hot sand. So this would prevent the lizard's body from getting burnt faster. This would prevent the lizard's body from gaining heat from the hot surface at a faster rate, allowing the lizard to travel longer distances. Unlike the snake, which would gain heat from the hotter sand at a faster rate, which may cause its body to become burnt, which reduces the distance it can travel. So that is the answer for the first reason. I'll write that down. And then for the second reason, now if you see in the first setup, in the first part A, these gaps, they contain air, pockets of air, and you know that air is a poor conductor of heat, right? If you have, let's say, a hot plate over here, and then you have various grooves inside it, like this. and then you have this some container on top of it, and then this is hot, the base is hot. So these air pockets over here, they contain air, which is a poor conductor of heat. And you know that air we also know that air is a poor conductor of heat, and it reduces the rate of heat transfer from a region of hotter body to a region of from a region of high temperature to a region of lower temperature. So over here this lizard is raised above the ground, so there's some pocket of air between its body and the hot surface, whereas a snake is directly touching the ground. There's no air pocket in between its body and the ground and the hot ground. So the second reason would be that this pocket of air between the between the lizard's body and the hot surface reduces the rate of heat transfer from the hotter sand to the cooler underbelly of the lizard, preventing its body from getting burnt, allowing it to run or move over longer distances. Whereas for the snake, there is no pocket of air between the snake and the hot sand, which and this absence of pocket of air increases the rate of heat transfer from the hotter surface to the colder snake's body, causing it to gain heat at a faster rate, which may cause its body to get burnt, and thus the snake can only move over shorter distances on the hot sand. So that would be the two reasons. I'll write that down in the following slide. So this would be the answer for part B, reason 1. As compared to the snake, the lizard has a lesser surface area of its body in contact with the hotter sand. This causes the lizard's body to gain heat from the hotter sand at a slower rate, allowing it to move longer distances without getting burnt. Unlike the snake, which is completely in contact with the hotter sand, there is still a pocket of air between the lizard's body and the hotter surface. Air is a poor conductor of heat, which reduces the rate of heat transfer from the hotter sand to the lizard's cooler body, allowing it to travel longer distances without getting burnt. So when I was annotating the questions, you would have observed that I used different colors to identify the different variables in the question for part A especially. Like I used red for the kettle color, blue for the water, and green and orange for the plates A and B. So this is a tactic I used to use when annotating the science questions in my paper, as it helped me to differentiate between the changed variables and the other factors which are being kept constant. So what I had done is I had bought a few erasable highlighters from Popular, so that I can which helped me to correct any mistakes I made while annotating, and even you can do that as well. But yeah, of course it would require practice for you to annotate like this and complete the paper on time, so it would be best if you do as many papers as possible. So yeah, that was all for this video. I hope you guys found it helpful. If you again have any doubts or any questions, please put them down in the comment section below, and I will do my best to address them. And other than that, if you liked the video, please click on the subscribe button and on the bell icon to be notified whenever I post a new video. And don't forget to hit the like button, and do share this video to as many people as possible, so that even they can benefit from it. So that was it, and stay tuned for the next video. Till then, goodbye.